What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Aiden here, and in today's video I'm going to be responding, I haven't officially watched it yet, to a video that Laverne Cox made. This video is actually from January 26th, so it's 2 weeks ago, but so for context, I heard a friend talk about their experience in 2015 when Laverne Cox was out and proud and encouraging people to be their authentic selves, and how that inspired him to then come out. And now there's this new video, well, I guess it's 2 weeks old, so fairly new video that I haven't actually seen yet, where Laverne Cox is telling people to remain stealth. And so I want to watch it with you, and we can get a little conversation going about some of those differences in the last 10 years from, when she was on the cover of Time magazine. 2015 was actually the same year that I landed on the cover of Men's Health magazine as the first transgender man on the cover of any mainstream magazine, as well as having a feature within the magazine, which was the first time they'd ever featured a transgender person before. So yeah, when I heard about this, I wanted to go and watch it. So let's watch it together. All right, so I kind of moved over so we could put it over here and we could watch it together. Let's do this.
Trans kids living in states where they're making a crime to seek gender-affirming care.
If your child can be stealth, I would say be stealth. I would say that because it's just too unsafe. I don't want us to be killed. I don't want us to be murdered. I don't want parents to be taken away from their kids. If you can live stealth, it's safety. Stealth has always been about safety. It's not an option for everybody, though. Everybody is not can't be cis-assumed. If that is an option for you, I would say do it until you can be safe. If you can be stealth, be stealth. If you can flee, flee. Go to Campaign for Southern Equality. They have resources, they have information, they have scholarships to help people relocate, or even just to travel to get access to your gender-affirming care doctor if there's not one in your state or neighboring state. Campaign for Southern Equality.
What's your advice?
So my first reaction is, this is so sad. It's like so sad that this is really the truth. And I feel like I've even made videos back in the day, but the through line is that safety is always the number one priority. Always. Like, you always have to remain safe. You have to make choices about your safety. I think at one point people were, quoting Harvey Milk back in the day of like, come out wherever you are, to showcase that like there's trans people everywhere. Everyone should come out and let everyone know that your doctor is trans, or your teacher is trans, and your mail person is trans, and the firefighters are trans, and your neighbor is trans. But that's actually not a safe, that is not the world we live in. That is not safe. It is not safe for you to just come out as trans. So I hate to say it, but I kind of do agree with Laverne here. And I know, some people in the comments were like, she's playing it up, she's an actress, but like I don't know Laverne on like a one-to-one level. Laverne knows of me. I obviously know of Laverne. I have interviewed Laverne Cox before. She seems like, if you follow her on social, she seems just like very authentic, just like a regular girl, just like she's like singing on some of her stuff, she's dancing, then she's doing like really political stuff. Well, it's not even now it's political, but she's doing a lot of trans stuff. So I do think that like her response is very authentic to who she is, and being stealth is not always a choice. We talk about people being stealth as if it's a choice, but it's really not. Being stealth is a lot of times based on safety. A lot of times you're stealth because you don't want to feel endangered when you go to the grocery store, right? And I think that to pressure people into coming out is really, it's not okay. It's never been okay. Today, it is even more not okay. And the fact that, 10 years ago, Laverne was saying, like, be your authentic self, like, come out, right? Like, I think I would also put on the table that she would never force someone to come out. I don't think that was ever something she ever said or intended to say or allude to. I think that at the end of the day, it's always just been like, hey, like, if you know who you are, be proud of who you are. Find your community, come out. But also, only if it's safe to do so. I have a friend, another friend. I don't say people's names because it's a privacy thing. So I have another friend who was like, I never got my license changed from F to M because I always felt like it was a conversation starter. And they live in the South. And so they were like, I always felt like it was a conversation starter. I always felt like, you know, I want to tell people, like, that's my advocacy, is that when I hand my ID to somebody to get some beer or wine or whatever, right, to get into a club, I want them to be like, well, what's going on? And I say, well, I'm transgender, and we can start a whole conversation. And this is not, this is a person of color, so they were putting themselves at risk, even more so than, like, myself, like a white guy. And at the same time, they have been good. Like, they have, most times, they never got questioned on it, but this was their way of advocating. And I actually just had a conversation with him, like less than a week ago, about how he's like, I think I might get it changed because at this moment, I don't feel safe. It doesn't feel like I'm doing advocacy. It feels like I'm being a martyr, and a martyr for a cause that just, like, let me rephrase that. It feels like they're being a martyr in not a good way. They're not, like, putting themselves at risk to help and advance. They're putting themselves at risk, and that's it. Like, there is, like, the people that we're talking to are people that are to not be convinced. They don't want to be convinced that trans people are human. They don't want to be convinced that we are your firefighter and your neighbor and your nurse and your doctor, like, right? Like, they want to demonize us to make themselves feel better. And they want to call us names to make themselves feel better when they don't even know us and they don't want to get to know us. And so I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Like, do you think now is the time? Like, now, because I can see the argument. I still sway more on the you should stay self for your safety. And I can see the argument of, like, well, we need people to know who we are. So what do you think? Do you think that we should be, yes, you should be coming out, we should be telling each other, if you're a child, maybe you shouldn't be, maybe that's an extra precaution, but, like, people should be coming out more now than ever? Or are you on the side of everyone should be stealth? Like, go back into the closet. Like, don't tell anyone that you don't need to tell. Remain safe. Are you a little bit in the middle? I don't know. I am, if this was the middle, okay, let's go. This is the middle, and this is to come out, everyone should be coming out, and this is everyone should go back in the closet. I think I'm, like, here. I'm not, like, quite all the way over here. I'm not halfway here. This is the middle, I'm, like, here. I feel like you should only come out if you feel safe to do so, and unfortunately, now, like, it feels more unsafe now more than ever. I mean, I always came out, and I just have not been lately. Like, I just don't give information that doesn't have to be given at that particular time. So, yeah, I'm curious. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? How does it feel? Like, were you one of those people who had, like, looked up to Laverne? Let me rephrase. Are you one of those people who heard from Laverne back in the day and then came out, and now you're like, oh my gosh, like, this is so opposite of where we were 10 years ago. What is happening? Why are we going backwards? Yeah, I'm curious your thoughts. Where are you landing right now? What do you feel like is important to you? Because the other thing is, like, if people want to come out, I want to provide safety for those people who are coming out and coming forth, and I want to do what I can to help them and protect them. And for people who don't want to come out, I want to do what I can to help them and protect them. So yeah, curious your thoughts. Would love to hear the conversation. As always, in the chat below, drop a comment. Where are you landing on this topic? All right, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.